What is going on with the Los Angeles Lakers? More importantly, what is going on with Andre Drummond? Now, if you don't know, Andre Drummond was recently claimed in the buyout market, and I was very high on him. I was very supportive because when you looked at his numbers and the usage in Cleveland and Detroit, he's a good player. He can get his points, he can get his rebounds, he's a double-double machine. But now with the Lakers, it's funny how all this hype and all this focus was on you of being one of the big signings, and then you disappear. Now, the Lakers in general have had a lot of injuries, namely to AD and LeBron, so that might have something to do with it. With, how the offense is run, LeBron and getting the ball to certain players and things like that. But Andre Drummond, it's amazing how much of a negative spin he has taken while being on this team. I mean, in Cleveland, he was averaging, 25 minutes, 40 minutes, 35 minutes. He was always up and down with his minutes, but he was always consistent with his points and his rebounds and just his effectiveness on the floor. Now, there's a lot of things that kind of come into play with that when you look at coaching. If it's an offensive kind of coach or if it's a defensive kind of coach, and what players you have around them, that's a big deal. That really takes part in how a player plays. Now, when you look at someone like Frank Vogel, he is more of a defensive-minded coach. And now you don't have two of your best offensive players on the floor, and you're wanting to depend on these other players, and they're just not doing a good job. And that's a problem. I mean, they are losing left and right. Even with AD recently had a great game. But before that, he wasn't really looking like himself. So that's a big thing. But Andre Drummond by himself is just not having the effect that I was hoping that he would have. He's not really getting a ton of minutes, and he's just not effective with those minutes. I mean, he's barely getting over 15 points. Sometimes he's getting 4 points, 9 points. 0 rebounds. How does someone like that get 0 rebounds in a game, no matter what the team? How do you get 0 rebounds? And it's a testament and it's a compliment to someone like LeBron, who knows how to get other players involved, and how much other players need somebody like that, just like someone like Andre Drummond. And, he's the center. He's not going to bring the ball up. He's not going to create the offense. He's going to be in the post. So he needs the ball for layups and for dunks and for post moves, and then getting those rebounds as well. He needs to be pushed in a certain direction, and it's just not working. So with those things in mind, the Lakers are in a tough spot. They're already 7th in the conference, and if they keep losing games, they're going to drop out. They might not even make the playoffs. Now, that would be insane because they just won the title. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm just saying with the couple games left, you never really know. They're playing the Knicks tomorrow, and the Knicks are a great defensive team. They might just lose. They might just lose that game. And the Lakers, I don't know what to say. They're in bad shape. But for Andre Drummond to have this much of a negative effect is unbelievable. Even with teams that don't really have what you would call a dominant center, like Phoenix and Portland. I mean, Denver, okay, you got the Joker. Then you got the Clippers and Toronto and Sacramento and Washington. Like, you should be able to be dominant on the floor, dominant presence on the floor, and it's just not working. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the way that Frank is coaching. And then obviously not having AD and LeBron. That's a big thing, and that is kind of the excuse, because it's a huge ordeal not having your two best players on your team. What do you guys think about the effect that Andre Drummond has had on the team? Because he was such a big conversation piece, and now you don't even see him. You don't even hear about him. And let us know in the comment section below what you guys think, and we'll talk to you guys next time.